This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Friday, the 3rd day of April in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here is what we're tracking tonight. The Guyana Elections Commission has made a decision to conduct a full recount of all the votes in the March 2nd elections. And the recount will be done for all regions, in chronological order, beginning with Region 1 and making its way to Region 10. Commissioners met today, and it was the chairman of the Elections Commission, retired Justice Claudette Singh, who made the final decision on the recount and the way that recount will be done, as the commissioners reportedly had positions of their own. In a statement, the Elections Commission said the Chief Elections Officer will have to decide on a framework for the operationalization of that recount. The commissioner spoke to the media after.
I believe all commissioners seem to be in favor of a recount. We were moving one step forward, one step backwards in relation to the process, and the chairman finally ruled this is what we're going to do, and this is the decision, and we have to take steps to operationalize that now.
The administration has made it clear that we have to give them clear directions about what we mean by a recount and how we proceed with the recount. That has not yet been done. That discussion has started. 7 issues were raised in relation to that. The first one being, 1, it is a GCOM, Commission Supervised Recount, if it occurs. 2, there has to be a clear directive and an order from GCOM to the administration on this question. We have to decide if the recount is merely a recount of the votes or whether all of the material in the box will be taken into consideration. That is the proxies, the people who voted without ID cards, and all of that be taken into consideration. I think there's a fair consensus that has to happen. So that in a sense, whilst we've agreed to recount, we are still considering the modalities on which the recount will be done. And it is clear it will not be a mere numerical recount. It will be an examination of all that took place based on what's now in those boxes.
Meanwhile, the Court of Appeal wrapped up this hearing of arguments today in the appeal by applicant Yolita Moore of the full court's decision to discharge injunctions against the recount and its ruling that the court cannot hear the judicial review matter. The judges of the Court of Appeal have indicated that they will hand down their decision in the matter on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, and the attorneys in the case are ready for that ruling.
The court proceeded to hear all the legal submissions orally. Of course, we would have submitted in writing copious submissions overnight as ordered by the court, and the court indicated to us since yesterday that we would be required to highlight certain issues orally, and we were led by, our side was led by Mr. Mendez, and their side was led by Mr. Scotland and Dr. Francis Alexis. And we concluded today, and the court has fixed 11 o'clock Sunday to give its ruling.
To Ms. Kim Kite, who is representing the Chairman of the Elections Commission, that she should consult with the Commission and get back to them as to what steps they will intend to take, and if any would impact upon the exercise or determination of this case by the Commission. Ms. Kim Kite, before the conclusion of the matter this morning, indicated to the court that GCOM apparently had ordered a recount, but the recount will not come or take into effect until the determination of the matter by the court on Sunday at 11.
The attorney for the Elections Commission has indicated that the recount of votes by the Commission will not start before the ruling is handed down on Sunday. More news coming up in a moment.
Parents and guardians, you are encouraged to tune in to the Guyana Learning Channel, Cable 29 or Channel 42 for daily educational and interactive learning sessions. The nursery program airs from 6 hours to 9 hours. Primary programs from 9 hours to 12 noon. We also air informative documentaries from 12 noon to 13 hours, and our secondary level programs are aired from 13 hours to 15 hours. Please continue to listen to our radio broadcasts. The interactive radio instruction for grades 1 to 3 daily on Voice of Guyana from 9 hours 30 to 10 hours for grade 1 pupils, from 10 hours 30 to 11 hours for grade 2s, and 13 hours to 13 hours 30 for grade 3 pupils. Please remember to tune in to benefit from these educational opportunities. A message from the Ministry of Education.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
Are you washing your hands correctly? Here are some tips on when and how to wash your hands. Step 1. Wet your hands with clean water. Step 2. Then apply soap. Step 3. For 10 to 15 seconds, lather your palms together. Always remember to pay attention to your fingers, especially your nails and tips. And don't forget the back and between of your fingers. Step 4. Rinse hands with clean water for about 20 seconds. Step 5. Dry hands with a clean paper towel or tissue.
But when should you wash your hands? After using the toilet, before and after eating, preparing or handling uncooked food, after playing with pets or caring for animals, after sneezing and coughing or blowing your nose, before and after changing babies or caring for others.
Frequent hand washing or using a hand sanitizer with alcohol as an alternative will remove viruses and bacteria from your hands.
A message from the Ministry of Public Health in collaboration with PAHO WHO.
Welcome back. Turning now to our coverage of the coronavirus. As the number of positive coronavirus cases in Guyana climbed to 23, the Public Health Ministry is pleading with Guyanese to stay at home and to only venture out if it is absolutely necessary. During the daily update for today, the Deputy Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Karen Boyle, said many citizens are still not taking the virus seriously enough and have been ignoring the calls and guidelines being issued by the health authorities.
I wish to begin today by impressing upon you the seriousness of our situation. Despite the countless appeals to you to comply with the preventative measures outlined by the Ministry of Public Health, along with our other partners, to keep us all safe, you continue to act as though it is business as usual. I wish to emphasize that everyone is at risk for contracting this disease.
Guyana has already recorded 4 deaths from the coronavirus, triggering curfews in several parts of the country and lockdown measures being extended at ports of entry and exit. Despite the warnings against public gatherings, hundreds of citizens in Georgetown flooded the streets today as markets will be closed from tomorrow until further notice, with vending only being allowed on Fridays. The situation is becoming more worrying for health officials. The Deputy Chief Medical Officer begs citizens today to comply with the recommendations and guidelines.
Therefore, the ministry is begging you to do your part and to adhere to all credible advisories that have been circulating in the media for your protection and for mine.
And Dr. Boyle also complained about some patients who were exposed to the coronavirus not being truthful with the information they have been providing to healthcare officials.
We are still having challenges with persons who have been in contact with the disease. They are not providing us with accurate information, so that we can better manage their situation. Further, the persons placed on home quarantine are either refusing to adhere to instructions or recommendations given by the surveillance officers, or are downright refusing to go on quarantine.
The most recent statistical model put forward by the Pan American Health Organization is predicting that Guyana could possibly see up to 20,000 positive cases of the coronavirus within the next month. The PAHO WHO representative in Guyana, who has been calling for a total lockdown of the country, believes once citizens follow the guidelines, that prediction will not be realized. Health officials are bracing for a spike in the number of cases within the coming weeks, and the Ministry of Public Health has indicated that it is taking measures to increase its testing capacity for the virus so that more persons could be tested. Guyana recorded its first case of the coronavirus on the 11th of March. Let's tell you now that the People's Progressive Party has announced that a multi-stakeholder forum that the party has started is currently working on voluntary initiatives to provide masks and other essentials to healthcare workers and other essential staff. At a press conference today, the party's General Secretary Bharat Jagdeo said the entire country needs to work together to ensure minimal infections.
And you know that this pandemic is a serious one, and that our country is at risk. Many of our people are at risk, and we have to do all that it takes to ensure that we come out of this with the minimal number of infections, people being healthy and strong.
Mr. Jagdeo stated that his party is looking to assist persons in need, since there have been complaints about some citizens being denied access to some services in wake of the crisis.
You must be aware also that Dr. Irfan Ali, our president-elect, has set up a multi-stakeholders forum, and advice has been shared with him. In fact, that forum is working on several voluntary initiatives to try to alleviate the situation and help now. When the PPP assumes the reign of government, then those measures could be ramped up.
He also reiterated that persons should adhere to the various precautionary measures that have been circulating from PAHO and the Ministry of Public Health. Mr. Jagdeo added that many persons have been stigmatizing healthcare workers and other persons involved in the fight, but there is no need for that.
And even in the health sector itself, from what we've heard, there are not enough masks for the health sector workers. There is a necessity, if people are not going to pick up our health sector workers, for them to be, for special transportation to be provided for them.
The People's Progressive Party Civic has also raised concerns about some members of the essential services being forced to work without protective gear. That issue must be addressed, the party has pleaded. Let's tell you now that the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union GAWU is continuing its call for the Guyana Sugar Corporation GAISUCO to suspend its operations so that workers could take all the necessary precautions against the coronavirus. GAWU joined the other trade union NASI in a meeting with senior officials of GAISUCO today. At that meeting, the CEO of GAISUCO, Harold Davis, said he understands the concerns being raised and the apprehension of the sugar workers. He said the company has already implemented a number of measures to assist workers in protecting themselves and is looking at additional measures. The GAISUCO boss said if the workers are still uncomfortable coming to work, then the company would have no other choice than to suspend the crop for an unknown period. He said such an examination would be done on an estate-by-estate basis and in consultation with the workers. The workers' union GAWU has also been pressing for additional compensation for the workers during this period. The CEO told the union officials that the company's financial position at this stage may not be supportive of such a move. The Sugar Workers Union said in the absence of any support and workers being forced to go off of the job, they should suffer no loss of pay. The union is hoping that the government could look into and seriously address the concerns of the union and the sugar workers. GAWU today said it would like to see the national authorities being more active in addressing the prevailing crisis. This evening, the Guyana Power and Light Company is announcing that disconnections, field investigations, meter reading, and some categories of meter installations will remain suspended until the 4th of May as Guyana fights the coronavirus. However, the company stated that customers located in Bachelor's Adventure and Enmore will still benefit from the meter installation program. The necessary installations will be conducted within the ambit of all recommended safety guidelines to guard against the risk associated with the coronavirus. GPL said emergency services and technical services are still and will still remain active throughout the present situation so that a stable supply of electricity is maintained across service areas. Measures of precaution which ensures the safety of the staff of GPL and customers will be considered during the execution of their work. GPL said it remains cognizant of everyone's concerns over the coronavirus pandemic, and it will continue to encourage and practice social distancing through the actions of the company. Hours of work for staff members were significantly adjusted to foster social distancing. Additionally, the company said it will limit the number of customers permitted to enter its offices at any given time to ensure the required 6 feet apart distance is maintained. And let's tell you now that the Protected Areas Commission has announced that with effect from tomorrow, Saturday, all public parks will be closed until further notice. Those parks include the Botanical Gardens, the Zoological Park, the Joe Vera Park, and the National Park. The Protected Areas Commission is calling on all Guyana to adhere to the necessary precautions and advice as we all seek to end the spread of the coronavirus. While there is an ease at the pump for motorists, the Guyana Oil Company has announced major reductions in the cost for fuel at its stations all across the country. With effect from this morning, the price for Super 95 gasoline was reduced to $130 per litre. That's a reduction from $201. The price for kerosene has been reduced from $142 per litre to $100 per litre, and the price for gas oil is now $148 per litre, moving from the previous price of $196. The wholesale costs have also been reduced significantly. In a statement, Guyana Oil said the significant reductions are attributed to a decline in acquisition costs, and the new prices represent the company's second price reduction in less than a month. The company said it is happy for the opportunity to pass the reduction on to its customers, and it is hoping that a reduction will bring significant relief to businesses, the public transportation network, and families as the country battles COVID-19. Across the region is coming up next.
Wondering how you can access free learning materials for your children? Parents and guardians, please visit the Ministry of Education's website at www.education.gov.gy to access textbooks, past papers, and practice tests to keep your child engaged in continuous learning. When you have accessed the site, go to the Students tab, wait for a second, and choose the appropriate option. You now have access to the resources you need. You are encouraged to take advantage of this opportunity as we strive to provide the best education for the nation's children. A message from the Ministry of Education.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Falls, a trademark of China's Zhanghao Incorporated, located at Land of Cane in East Bank, Demerara, was incorporated in April of 2013, with over $10 billion Guyana dollars invested in a state-of-the-art 100,000-barrel fuel storage facility, a modern service station, an office complex, and a modern wharf that can berth international vessels. Having no association with any other fuel company, Falls imports its own fuel, which meets quality specifications, has all the legal permits, and is in compliance with international requirements. Its bulk facility can load 8 trucks simultaneously at a rate of 1,000 liters per minute, while the service station can service 12 cars at a time using computerized fuel pumps, which can facilitate the use of ATM cards. Through its professional team of mostly Guyanese, Falls wholesales and retails fuels to the public, including farmers and miners, and will continue to positively contribute to Guyana by providing quality products, service, and attractive prices. Try Falls today for all your fuel needs.
The following is an important message from the Ministry of Public Health. The National Public Health Reference Laboratory is the only authorized facility with the capacity to test for novel coronavirus or COVID-19. The laboratory provides the specific procedures for the collection of samples and can also request for testing to be done. Persons who need to be tested can fall within the following categories: those with acute respiratory illness, persons with a travel history to countries reporting local transmission, and persons who have been in contact with confirmed cases, along with other clinical outlines. The Ministry of Public Health has a hotline to provide information on the coronavirus. The public can call 227-4986, extension 215, or 624-3067.
Across the region right now, cash-strapped regional airline Liat has announced that it will be suspending its operations for the next 14 days, beginning tomorrow. The decision is in response to concerns about the coronavirus. Already, Liat's service was affected with the closure of some of the main airports in the Caribbean. In a statement today, the airline said the suspension will be reviewed after the first 14 days. All passengers booked during the period of suspension will have their bookings automatically cancelled. Once the airline returns to service, they'll be allowed to rebook those flights. The company has, however, indicated that its cargo service will remain open for shipping needs across the Caribbean. A Venezuelan Navy coastal patrol boat sank in the Caribbean after allegedly ramming a cruise ship that it had ordered to change direction. The owners of the Portuguese-flagged RCGS Resolute said the naval vessel also fired shots in an act of aggression in international waters. The collision left the cruise ship, which has a reinforced hull for sailing in icy waters, with only minor damage. Venezuela accused the Resolute of an act of aggression and piracy. It also said it did not rule out that the cruise ship was transporting mercenaries to attack military bases in Venezuela. And finally tonight, international news. Ventilators will be taken from certain New York hospitals and redistributed to the worst hit parts of the state under an order to be signed by Governor Andrew Cuomo. New York saw its highest single-day increase in deaths, up by 562 to 2,935 deaths, nearly half of all virus-related U.S. deaths recorded yesterday. The White House may advise those in virus hotspots to wear face coverings in public to help stem the spread. The U.S. now has over 245,658 cases of the coronavirus. A shortage of several hundred ventilators in New York City, the epicenter of the outbreak in the U.S., prompted the governor, Andrew Cuomo, to say that he will order the machines to be taken from various parts of the state and give them to the hardest hit areas. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. Gordon Mosley reporting.